Hi there, namaste, and welcome back to another spiritualistic Vega card reading. Today we will see which collective has a message for you today. So please take a deep breath in, creating a clear and open channel. And as you exhale, allow yourself to come into clear knowing which group or groups has your message in it for you today. We have group number 1 on the left with the purple and gold light code. Group number 2 in the center with the white and green light code. And group number 3 on the right with the yellow and pink light code. As always, my loves, the timestamps to your readings are listed below in the description box, as well as information about personal sessions with me and other spiritual tools and goodies you can find on my store. If you're interested in connecting with me further, you can find me over on TikTok and Instagram at Spiritualistic. And if you're interested in any other exclusive opportunities like content or personal sessions with me, you can find that in the description box as well. So thank you for being here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you at your reading. I love you, and namaste. Hi there, Group 1. Namaste, and welcome to your reading. Today, we're taking a look at which collective has a message for you today, and you selected the first group with the purple and gold light code. Before revealing itself to you, this collective wants to let you know that they are one that has been largely misunderstood, and that you might feel the same because you have origins with them. For some of you, you might remember this, but call it something slightly different, and you will understand when they reveal themselves to you. You are not misunderstanding something. Rather, you are looking at something that is not untrue, but you come from the origin of this, the ancestor of this. This is why you feel misplaced. This is why you feel like a guide. This is why you have access to ancient knowledge and remember civilizations on and off Earth that those around you cannot comprehend. This is why you are able to understand details that, to you, when you see speculation or certain levels of consciousness channeling this information, you're able to see, oh, this is accurate, this is inaccurate, this is accurate to their perception at their level of consciousness, but not necessarily true and correct. Group number 1, your collective that is coming through to channel a message to you today is Vega, the ancient ancestors of Lyra. Vega would like to speak with you today about, I'm hearing colonialization, and this is not to be the topic of the whole reading, but they would like to let you know that there is a reason why to you ancient structures are so important. As we know, Vega was the ancient ancestor of Lyra, that it lies in the constellation, so oftentimes it is misunderstood who came first, the chicken or the egg. Vega was the original ancestors. The original Lyrans came from Vega and breached out around the interdimensional folds of the rest of the constellation, and eventually attempted to colonize other places, including Sirius and Draco. Group number 1, you have the elements of the starseeds from Vega. You have the beautiful elements around you of art, of poetry, of ferocity but not ruthlessness. You stand for what is ancient. In fact, it is inherently who you are. And so sometimes walking around this earth, or even around the starseed community, connecting with other collectives, you sometimes feel older, perhaps wiser. While it is not a comparative game, you sometimes feel as though you will understand, you will soon understand. You are always able to see where one is at in their journey because it is a place your soul has already traversed. Group number 1, Vega would like to connect with you today about the importance of your foundation, the importance of your structure, the importance of your roots. It is inevitable that you're going to expand. But as you do so, remember to continue to purify your energy and honor your origin roots. Because just as there are things in this human world, as well as in the galactic neighborhoods that are around us, it is very common to colonize, to dominate, to change. Retain your structure. Do not force it. Allow yourself to find the space that is left for you. Might be next to someone else or in between others. But you are you for a reason. And just because those around you are not where you are, this does not mean that you need to shrink yourself. And it does not mean that they're going to expand and evolve themselves. Sometimes the ancient way is the most evolved way. This is not always the case, but sometimes can be. Vega, the ancient ancestor of Lyra, would like to remind you that what comes up must go down. And so when you're experiencing this, remember that when you're at the bottom, the only place to go is up. Vega would like to let you know that they have downloaded a lot of information with you, and you have retained it on your soul journey into your human body and through the galactic journey that you've taken to enter your human body. Vega is aware that you have traversed many, many different star systems in order to make your way here. And they also would like to remind you, group number 1, that no matter how far you come from home, remember time is an illusion, and so is your physical body. So, as far as you might feel from this home, you are always still present in it. When you take moments to tap in, you will feel a sensation of what feels to your body, to your mind, as near perfection. When starseeds from Vega do incarnate on Earth, which is quite rare, they often mistake themselves for Mintakans, for Syrians, for Lyrans. And while each galactic soul journey is different, and these things might be true, often when they find home, they realize their perfection. Oftentimes, the starseed from Vega is the one who is able to perfect many things or all things. They traverse this world in a way that draws perhaps jealousy or seduction or comparison from others, simply because they have mastered the soul lessons, they have mastered the craft of perfecting crafts, perfected the consciousness of perfecting consciousness, perfected the mentality of perfecting mentality, etc. Vega is a straight shot to pure consciousness if you know where to look. And because you have access to this, because this is your soul's origin, group number 1, or one of them, they would like to reiterate. They would like to remind you that you were not meant to bend and fold to the ways of the world, nor is the way of the world meant to bend and fold to you. Allow yourself to be brave, bold, and different. And also remind yourself that it is not easy to be in a human body. But with this being the case, you have perfected all things needed before incarnating here. Therefore, the journey it takes to remember, or the journey it takes to implement these things into your physical body's muscle memory, or the journey it takes to be brave and bold enough to represent and present these perfections, even in the eyes of others, is what you have needed to learn. This is almost pointless for the evolution of your soul, but it is not pointless for your journey as a human on this earth. You're very friendly, therefore you isolate. You're very capable, therefore you do by yourself. You're very loving, therefore you nurture others. You're very conscious, therefore you guide the intuitive of the intuitive. Vega would like to let you know, group number 1, that they are guiding you, they are here, and that they run a parallel course to you. Their story is one of the ages, and they would like to draw your attention to another lifetime you've had where awareness of civilizations on Earth were drawn to your attention. Some of you through incarnation, others through hearsay while incarnated somewhere else. This ripple, this pattern, this large pattern is repeating itself, not through you, but through this ripple of humanity's civilization, or Earth civilization to be more specific. The colonization of species on your planet, that has, of course, continued to specify in groups of a species, when in reality, Earthling to Vega is a species. Remember that by helping with the symptoms, you are not helping the system, but muting simply those symptoms. You have the ability, you have the knowledge, you have the skill to not just assist, but to see the original ripple effect of these energies. Where does ruthlessness come from? What was the original wound? At what point did this become acceptable? We're not speaking about Earth. We're speaking about Earth attempting to defend itself and taking what it received, flipping it over, and then becoming the perpetrator, bleeding on others, but only affecting its own planet. Earth is not fated to become like Maldek, although some of the patterns, some of these symptoms are the same. Remember, group number 1, that it is not your job to fix the symptoms on Earth. It is not your job to bend and fold to the system that you're walking through, nor is it the system's job to bend and fold to you. Be your true, authentic self. Remember that you are just here right now for a very short while. The rest of you is infinite. And that while you are here, there's no need to pretend to be more or less than what you truly actually are. A master of perfecting things. A master of being a master. Vega is aware that you are humble and also very confident. Vega is aware that you have energy work skills that have not been seen on this Earth since that last time that we already drew to your attention, which is either an ancient civilization on Earth that you were a part of, or one that you were aware of while you were not on Earth. Vega would like to remind you to stand strong in the root of all things, the root of all knowledge, the root of all consciousness, the root of all love, the root of all light or dark or space, wherever it is you are on your journey right now. And Vega would like for you to remember that when it comes to things like love, when it comes to things like consciousness, when it comes to things like the purity before the distortion, the calm before the storm, ripple effects can be made, and they will have butterfly effects on the rest of the galaxy, the rest of the dimensions, the rest of Earth even. Remember that what is sought after the storm is the calm that existed before. What is needed is what once was. And as you are aware, what is now always has been and forever will be. It is found within you. It is reincarnated through you. And Vega would like to remind you to stay strong in that core, in those roots. Because just as health can be distorted and turned into disease, the medicine, not for the symptoms, but for the whole system, is the medicine of health. Retain this vibration. Zoom out as much as you can. Allow yourself to spend some time regressing with Vega if you so choose. I have a past life regression meditation if you're interested in traveling with me there. It's on my YouTube channel for free. And Vega would like to remind you that when you are with them, allow them to show you what it is you did then, even off Earth, or on Earth, but outside of the chaos. It is simple, it is short-lived, and it is something that you are capable of and have perfected, that others can hardly even fathom, especially on this earth. You were once exalted, and your energy still is, but when you stand out, you don't fit in, and that makes you an oddball. When in reality, you are different. You are not meant to flaunt, and you are not meant to shrink. You are simply meant to be. Release the perspective that others might have towards you. Release the curiosity about the perspective of others towards you, and you will notice that you become free. As you travel to Vega, or as you allow them to commune with your current reality for a moment or a few moments, you will then know what to do. And you will be able to create a reverse ripple that will bring the storm back to the calm. It is not about the credit, it is not about the visibility, it is not about being the same or being different. It is about flipping a switch that only you can reach. Looking within and remembering where the source of all is, pun intended. Okay, group number 1, that is your channeled message from the Vega Collective, which wanted to connect with you today. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this helped shed love, light, and clarity for you. If you would like a personal channeling session, you can find those on my store. You can find that on Etsy at Spiritualistic. I love you. I'm grateful for you. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful magical realm. And I'll see you next time. Namaste. Hi group 2, namaste, and welcome to your reading. Today we're seeing which collective has a message for you today, and you selected the second group with the white and green Lightcode. So they would like to tell you who they are first. Unlike group number 1, you selected Sirius. So Sirius would like to come through today with a message for you. Group number 2, you have been through a lot here in your earthly body, and Sirius would like to remind you that the water molecules within and around you are more malleable than you are even thinking, and you are quite aware of how malleable they are. They would like to remind you that things such as whale songs and dolphin songs will have a different effect on your body than things like singing bowls or things like music. And while you are aware that sound is a very powerful alchemist, also, do not forget that sound was the original vibration. So, group number 2, when you want to change the origin of something, when you would like to change the core of something, sound is the most effective way to do it. Remember to use your voice for love, for gratitude, for compassion, and remember to use your ears for using them as a compass in order to find the energies that you would like to attune the water within and around your body to. Sirius would like to remind you of the structure of your physical body, and they would also like to draw to your awareness that you can change the structure of your physical body by attuning the water cells within it. Everything from your tissues, your ligaments, your fat cells, your muscles, your bones, your blood revolves around water molecules. Your cells have a similar structure to water. And Sirius would like to remind you that your DNA structure, your cellular makeup can be altered, and the cellular reproduction can also be heightened and quickened by utilizing sound vibration conscientiously. Sirius would like to remind you that they are always watching Earths. In fact, they are one of the guardians of Earths, and they're using Earths plural, so keep this in mind. There are other planets that are like Earth that are soon to be discovered or have already been discovered privately on your planet, but will be discovered throughout the course of your lifetime and those of the next few generations after you, and yes, expect there to be generations after you. Sirius would like to let you know that they are the watchers, the guardians, the protectors. They're not the ancient watchers, but they are one of the most prominent and close galactic watchers of your planet and the other planets similar to it. You're not the only humanoid species on an Earth-like planet, and you are also aware of this. Sirius has created libraries, if you will, of their DNA in order to watch its progress, not only on Earth, but on Earth-like planets, not only in humans, but in other humanoid beings. Group number 2, if you remember being a being like this, and you remember it being on Earth and you're also sure that it's not, Sirius is winking at you, reminding you that this might be why you relate so strongly with Sirius and feel as though you have a starseed life and feel like it is neither from Sirius, remember Earth, and also feel like it was neither from Earth. You are also aware of planets that have already been discovered that resonate with you, and ones that will be discovered soon that resonate with you as well. Group number 2, it is not for you to neglect the oceans. If you would like to increase your karma or your good luck, remember that the ocean and the sky are intertwined. They are mirrors of each other, so to speak. One is condensed and a bit distorted as the energy is denser, and the other one is larger with more space. You can easily guess which one is which. However, if you would like to draw in more good-natured energy, more karma that is positive, more energies that are conducive to your growth and your luck and your ease throughout your human life, do kindness for the ocean. Do kindness for not only the water molecules on your planet, but for the ocean. The more compact, the larger quantity of the water that you are affecting, the larger and more immediate this positive effect will be. Whether you are picking up trash, playing singing bowls with your windows open, or you are saying nice things to the ocean, remember that she is here as a way for you to do nice things for those in space as well, using your physical body, not just your astral and causal bodies. Group number 2, in other lifetimes you have been a guide to the Sirius Collective, and now in this one, you are under the protection of the Sirius Collective. There is a bit of an energy coming through here that they are using, at least in part, what it is that you have taught or bestowed upon them in order to teach and bestow those around you. It is similar to a child taking care of their parent or grandparent in their old age, using the tools that were passed down to them in order to reverse the favor, return the favor. And Sirius would like to let you know that they have technologically advanced some of the things that Earth has not yet discovered, but also that honor some of the ancient or more ethereal things that you have left as a gift on their planet. Some of you remember a life on Sirius, and they would also like to remind you that you have had lifetimes in other places as well. Group number 2, Sirius is one of the largest physiological inspirations for the biological structure on Earth, pertaining to the beings that are apex, not just apex predators, but just the most common the main characters, if you will. There's a reason why things are such, and it has a lot less to do with predatory behavior than you might be inclined to believe. Think of Earth as a thought experiment that was taken into physiology, and also think of it as not the control example, but also one of many testers. Earth is not the most successful of these experiments, but it is not the least either. Sirius would like to remind you that your fingertips and toes come from them, the shape of your head comes from them, the structure of your spine comes from them, but the rest of you comes bits and pieces from other places. Sirius would like to remind you that on Earth, although a hierarchy has been perhaps established and created, become the norm, there is no winning and losing on Earth. This is why humanity struggled to create it. This is why humanity struggles to experience these things. Although your experience can be what you'd like it to be in your mind, create a goal, reach it, this is deemed as success. Create a goal, do not reach it, this is deemed as failure. Sometimes. But on your planet, there is no winning or losing. We made sure of this. This is why good things happen to bad people and bad things happen to good people. It's also why good things happen to good people and bad things happen to bad people. This is not a pessimistic nor an optimistic view. And Sirius is not the only one who has played a stake in the game. And as you will come to learn, the more that you evolve in your consciousness, the less the specific origins of Earth and its cousins will become relevant to you. We have made an appearance several times on your planet, and we are no stranger to even your own neighborhood, the place where you lay your head at night. Sirius knows what it feels like to have their bare feet, sort of, on the ground where you live. They know what it feels like to breathe, sort of, the air that you breathe. And they also know what it's like to be an observer to these energies. And while you watch the struggle for dominance, the struggle for power on your planet, Sirius is an observer too. But they would also like to remind you that this has happened before, it will happen again, and that the timeline has already been decided. The nuances, maybe not necessarily, but you are on the timeline where A goes to B, goes to C, goes to D. And what A.1, A.2, A.3, A.4, etc. looks like, which can seem like an infinity because it literally can be. Remember that those are nuances. And remember that you experience such a small glitch, such a small blip in time. Sirius would like to remind you, group number 2, that everything around you is not your responsibility. Representing Sirius or your home collective or collectives is not your responsibility. And that changing whether A goes to B or not, because it will, regardless of the nuance it takes to get there, will happen, has happened before, will happen again, is non-debatable, non-negotiable, non-changeable. It is fixed. So worry less about what it looks like between A.17 and A.18, and a little more on the fact that you're traveling from A to B as a soul through a body in A collective with many cousins. Sirius would like to challenge you or invite you to connect with some of these other cousins, not just parallel you and other timelines or dimensions, as you have consolidated and integrated most of these into your current vessel, to which they would like to say congratulations. They learned this from you, and you've remembered it once again. But when it comes to soul strands that are you through source, but not you through your soul incarnation journey, go ahead and allow yourself to be shown through remote viewing, through astral projection, through invitation through your dreams, through lucid dreaming, through meditation, what it is like to experience the other example, the other test planets, the other test collectives, the other humanoids, the other Earth-likes. And don't be surprised when you find nuances similar to and different from yours. Don't be surprised when you find soul strands that are connected to yours, or especially soul strands connected to those loved ones that you already know, on your planet or off. And just for fun, don't forget to check out the control example. This will be something that you find interesting and brings more perspective to the idea and the experiment and the library of Earth, rather than you seeing it from simply an Earth to Sirius perspective. See Earth from Sirius's perspective, not just as the Earth, but as, well, one of them. Group number 2, this was your channeled message from Sirius, who wanted to come through for you today. Thank you so much for being here. As always, I'm sending you all my love, light, and gratitude. If you would like a personal channeling session, tarot, Reiki, astrology, etc., you can find those on my store, which is in the description box below. As always, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful magical realm. I love you, I'm grateful for you, and I'll see you next time. Namaste. Hi there, Group 3, Namaste, and welcome to your reading. Today we're seeing which collective has a message for you today. And before we begin, this collective would like to share with you that they are one that has recently evolved. They have recently transcended into a higher level of consciousness, onto a higher plane, into a higher dimension than that which they had previously been existing in. And because of this, well, it's recent for us, but a bit ancient when we think about light years or space and time. For us, it is very recent that they have just transcended. This is a This collective was born out of greed, lust, and a lot of energies that were very essentially falling into temptation. They're showing me Eve biting the apple. This is a collective that learned. Its beginning was what we would call, or what some call, dark night of the soul or shadow work, and eventually was able to learn through it, dispersing both their darkness and their light throughout the multiverse, and especially throughout our galaxy as well. This collective would like to share that they have ascended. They completed the work successfully in order to ascend and evolve, just like they are assisting planet Earth and other collectives in doing as well. This collective that's coming through would like you to know who they are in a moment, but they want to let you know that as they have successfully ascended to a higher plane, they have considered this one of their greatest successes, and now would like to assist you in assisting others in evolving their consciousness. So, drawing awareness to, for example, Maldek, who was not able to awaken and ascend, or drawing awareness to, like, the Pleiades, who are ascending through unconditional love and high vibrational consciousness, but have not had a shadow journey to transmute. This collective has had a shadow journey to transmute, one that has spread both darkness and light throughout the multiverse. So this collective that's coming through for you today, Group 3, is Lyra. Look at this. You may have messages in Group number 1, but if it's not already called to you, do not take it. That message is coming through specifically. Okay. So, Lyra would like to message you today, Group number 3, and let you know that the things that are ongoing in your life right now are not an accident. Some of the discomfort that you're experiencing, some of the blips, some of the glitches in your own matrix that you are experiencing, that you did not instigate that seem unfair to you, these are intentional and these are in your highest interest. This is not for you to do anything. This is for you to ascend in consciousness. This is for you to ascend in ways where this opens up the portal of your heart, the portal of your root, yes, the portal of your root, and the portal of your crown. Lyra would like to draw your awareness to Atlantis. This is a civilization that was known for its wars, known for its technological advancements, and also destroyed itself. Atlantis destroyed not only itself, but many other civilizations during its time, but it is still exalted. Atlantis was a physical reincarnation of beings from Lemuria who were ready to physically incarnate, but also bite the apple. Lyra has seeded vibrations and assisted in the ascension and demolition of such societies, including, but not limited to, Atlantis and Lemuria. They helped with the ascension of the Poseidian times, which you might find in your Akashic Records reading or remote viewing, or if you know where to look. And Lyra was also present during the destruction of Babylon, which it is also widely known that they did not destroy themselves. This was a civilization that had been spiritually exalted, but knew not how to protect their physical body. This was devotion without too much knowledge, yet a lot of what they did discover we still use today, or it is being rediscovered. There are a lot of energies on planet Earth that become vilified when they deserve exaltation. And there are a lot of energies on planet Earth that get exalted when truly they deserve vilification. Lyra is no different, except they have seen, experienced, enacted, and walked through the true embodiment of both of these dualistic energies. There are several different shades than the black and white picture just described, simply because Lyra does not exist in a 3D tangible form anymore. Group number 3, Lyra has a dark past, but as they have recently ascended, they recently exalted, they are currently on a pedestal. This is not undeserving, and they are not malnatured beings. However, there are some beings on Earth related to the animal kingdom that you are very connected with yourself, that you might be surprised or not to find out have physiological roots from Lyra. You'll notice the comfort in receiving versus giving emulates where Lyra is currently at on their ascension journey. They are not yet perfectly evolved. They are still growing. However, they're the most recent in our galactic neighborhood to have successfully transversed to a higher plane of existence. Lyra is responsible for the colonization of several planets, as well as certain colonizational figments and structures that have occurred on planet Earth time and time again. While some things are well-intended, it doesn't mean they are healthy, and this is part of Lyra's awakening journey. There is an energy of over and underconsumption that comes along with Lyra, and as they have recently evolved and ascended, they now represent a balance. They represent one who assists those out of temptation or helps others identify what is temptation without their conscious awareness of it. Lyra assists those in ascending when they're pretty sure which way they're supposed to go, but there's a little bit of a doubt in their mind. Lyra helps by helping others tap in with their rainbow energy, allowing those energies to connect with the emotional state, the music and poetry, allowing others to connect with sound and vibration and all things clairsentient, as well as clairauditory. Lyra would like to tell you, group number 3, that they're ready to see you shine, they're ready to see you fly. They have witnessed your demolition and also your exaltation, but they demolition started similarly to Lyra's own pattern, significantly in the beginning with just a very small amount of exaltation, barely enough to get you back to level ground. And demolition again after this, smaller than the first time, but still larger than any exaltation. And you'll notice that the demolition began in a large, extreme, and seemingly imbalanced way. But you'll also notice that the exaltation occurs in an exponentially growing way as the demolition weans out or gets weaker throughout the course of your life. The darkness energies have been sifting out, each session a little smaller than the last. And your exaltation energies started out very small, the size of a mustard seed, I'm hearing, and then grew into what they are today and are continually growing. Lyra wants you to know that this will be the time that the iceberg reveals itself. This will be the time that exaltation feels like exaltation, and not just evening things out, getting back to square one, getting back to even ground. Lyra would like to draw to your awareness that this pattern is similar to theirs in evolution of consciousness, and that they are and have been successful. You are and will be successful. Lyra is aware that your consciousness journey is the number one most important thing to you in this life, so much so that sometimes it draws you away from enjoying some of the elements of being in your body in this physical life. There's a little bit of this rushing energy that's coming through here about, yeah, I've been all of these other places, yeah, we've seen all of this, we've learned all of that, we've done XYZ, now can we complete the journey and go back home? And Lyra would like to remind you that home is not a place that you want to be, unless you are speaking about going back to the cosmos, dispersion of your collection of cells and consciousness particles back to that original divine source. And so, while Lyra would like for you not to lean too much into your physical body or to go backwards in a certain sense, pertaining to, oh, that was good, that was a silver lining, that was nice, I felt exalted then, they would like you to continue looking forward. Lyra is extraordinarily exalted among the Earth Collective now. And they're also one that is known to help others tap in again with their rainbow energies, as well as with their more pastel energies. Lyra is very yellow and pink and like peachy orange. However, when learning the lessons of orange, one leans into temptation, depression, lust, greed, things like this. Same with leaning into yellow and pinks. However, these have now been crystallized and ascended and transmuted. You can transmute any color, any chakra, into a higher plane. And you can transmute any higher plane chakra into pure light, pure gold. You have learned this a while ago and have recently experienced it. This is different than something that you were telling yourself in the past or had heard in the past. Nonetheless, does not make it false. Lyra would like for you to know that you are soon going to be visited by some of their creatures, beings, specimens, some individuals that all belong to Lyra, but as Lyra has colonized much of our galactic neighborhood, expect that no two will look the same. But they will all share that same core vibration and are powerful energy transmuters. Lyra would like to draw to your attention something that makes you look back at the past and something that makes you look forward, and when you look forward you see an unending loop. Lyra would like to encourage you, as your intuition is telling you, but seems a bit irrational to your human mind, to continue to follow this loop because it will lead you out of this pattern and cycle. Do not worry, the pain will not be as significant, as deep, or as much as the last time, as your energies are descending in darkness and shadow, and the light is growing and evolving and expanding. However, this energy in between creates a feeling of a bit of a dip. As you experience this lull, trust that something will come along that gives you that push of momentum needed in order to make it uphill. I'm hearing the word meniscus. This is not necessarily an opportunity for you to try to go against gravity, go against the natural flow of things, or to look I'm hearing gift horse in the mouth, or overlook a blessing. These are two contrasting ideas for one situation or fixture fixture in your life. Sorry, channeling. Group number 3, Lyra would like to assure you that the things in your life are meant to be there, and that you are meant to continue forward with all of the journeys that are in your life right now. At this point in time, Lyra would like to let you know that it's okay for you to have a big heart. It's okay for you to have good intentions. And just as you think sometimes that you need to be exposed to everything all at once so that you can have knowledge and act correctly, remember that what it is that you're given right now is what you need to actually move correctly. There is divine will, and you also have free will. Lyra misused theirs in the very beginning, although it was meant to be, because it has exalted them into this very respected, very high vibrational, very ascended place. While Lyra is not a master of their own energies, they are currently shining the brightest, and they deserve their moment in the spotlight. They have worked hard, they have learned a lot, they have been good and bad and everything in between. And so, while you await guidance from these Lyrans that will come to you, all in different forms, but again with that same core vibration, a same message taking several different shapes, which you will learn to put together after you've met with them all. You will then realize that you deserve your time to shine too. Yes, even after working so hard, even after doing everything right and everything wrong, making mistakes and doing things perfectly, after learning and growing and ascending. This is why Lyra is a guide of yours at this time. This is why, in body and out, you feel as though Lyra is connected to you and also pushes you away. Not because you are not connected to Lyra, but because, unlike most, dare they say, you actually know what that means. Lyra on Earth is represented by, yes, cats and sometimes birds, but Lyra is not the origin of these feline and avian galactic species. They simply colonized there. However, they are now known for these things. Allow new hybrid inventions to take place in your life. And Lyra also would like you to remember that on this earth they're also represented by energies such as Eve in the traditional interpretation of sin and greed and lust and desire, and Mary Magdalene in the traditional interpretation of, yes, being misunderstood, but having walked the road of darkness before finding the light. Lyra also would like to remind you that they are assisters on planet Earth to the divine feminine energy manifest through the menstrual cycle. They would like to remind you that You deserve to hold your chest, hold your chin high and your chest out. You deserve to experience the beauty that comes with estrogen. And regardless of your sex or your gender, Lyra is guiding you through the cycles of the moon. Not because they are under it, of course, but because they are outside of it. And to your perspective, simply just a neighbor, one of many. Group number 3, this is your channeled message from Lyra, the collective that wanted to come through for you today. I hope this helps shed love, light, and clarity for you. And as always, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful magical realm. If you're interested in a personal channeling session or a tarot, astrology, Reiki session with me, you can find that as well as all of my decks, books, crystals, light codes, journals, etc., merchandise down in the description box below, located on my store. Thank you so very much for being here today. I love you and I'm grateful for you, and I will see you next time. Namaste.